Welcome, everyone. Welcome back. We just got done on Twitch just a little while ago, and it's actually going to work better with the schedule. My Twitch was cut short just a little bit because I got concerned that I was hearing a lot of commotion upstairs, but there was a family visiting, and that's what it was. And so, phew, it wasn't something having to do with being sick. And so that was really good. So here we are. We were at Pity when we left Twitch. Hold on. But the ships, we got a notification that the ships came in from Taana and from the markets. And so we actually got some extra food. We also got something really special. Taana sent me, well, I sent back to Taana a chest full of books with the that we got triple price for because they had the enchantments that Taana wanted to collect, and also a chest full of bows, and then we had 2 chests full of saddles that we sent back. And so in that respect, we were able to get these. So Taana sent me as the ambassador the Silk Touch netherite, and when because I have Silk Touch on these, we will probably end up using when we are not in our what do you call it, in our superhero situation where we have all these superpowers. We will probably use iron utensils, iron tools when we're doing stuff and we don't have our superpowers. But right now we're going to since you were here yesterday, I'm going to change my view. What's the matter, Steffi? What's wrong?
Just a fine morning.
It is? That didn't sound like it was a fine morning. Oh, yeah? So she's asking for food. And this morning we were talking about the fact that, yeah, we have food now. Trying to get it so that everybody's going home, so that no one starves is the thing. Trying to get some restaurants to be able to have enough food. Did you see that person? They're going to bed hungry, which means that she doesn't have food. She's standing over there. She's not going right away. And what does she have left? She has nothing left. And this is what's happened. So I have plenty of food. I have all the makings of all the food in the warehouse. And it's almost as though three missing couriers shouldn't make that much of a difference. Now, are the couriers being penalized because I haven't done all the research on running? That's a real possibility. And let's look here for some, we're going to look for some rabbit's feet. IT. We don't have enough, and there's 72 here. So we just need a few more. We'll take half of these. Let's just take the 64. We can have it come back later. But yes, we sold off a bunch of books, and we donated seeds to the World Seed Foundation, Minecraft Seed Foundation. We do not compost food. We give it away. And so those are some of the things that we did earlier today. And so we were waiting for the ships to return, and they did, and they brought us lovely things. So now we can actually get the tall grass at Pity. and we're going to go back. I just thought of something. Yes, but I'm going to stop at the university for a moment and get them to do the research for the next speed. I don't like them really going so fast, but if the couriers are going to be penalized, and I think they are, is what's happening, and because we have level 5 warehouses, and we haven't done the research for that. Now, it's supposed to be that when you take the research off, you can go back to wherever you want to. It would make it sound like you wouldn't be penalized, but I don't know. I don't have an explanation for why it seems. Let me look here. This is empty also. I have, I'm gonna have to get some. I had ordered some. It is in the process of being delivered, and then it will be made and delivered here. There's my companion, the air conditioner coming on. But let's come here. I am absolutely magical, and but it is the middle of the night, so we are going to take the chance that no one's going to see me change right here. Of course, I could go to the Druid station, June's Druid station, and see about that, but I didn't. We have some of these here, and let's see how many we need to research the next thing. Haste. Citizens walk 5% faster. Now we have the level 5 right here, and then we have the athletic, which we're not doing any of this level, the second level 5, but we are doing this. And so now that we have that, we can take these feet and put them here and put them and request a pickup. And a courier will come along and pick those things up. We don't have anything in here that we're doing anything with right now. But since we're here, let me show you what Nina's new restaurant looks like. Dun, 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 dun. Is it helping? Absolutely it is. There's still something going on, and that's why we're doing the haste. But this is what her new restaurant looks like. Ta-da! So we've got counter here. We've got tables here. And see, she's already completely out of food. Totally and completely out of food. So at this particular stage, where I have 4 cookeries, 11 restaurants, and I have so many farms. I think I have, how many farmers? Let's go to the town hall and let's just look at these numbers for a minute. I cannot keep up, and yet there's food sitting in the warehouse, and yet I can't keep up with the restaurants. So this whole restaurant thing is only a little bit old in comparison to the rest of the mod. It is very, very, very new. It's only like 6 months. For doing developing, 6 months is not a long time. And so this is what we're looking at here. So out of the statistics, let's look at farmers. I have 7 farmers. Each farmer that I have has 3 fields. So that's 21 fields that I have. I have 4 fishers, and as I was explaining earlier, because we don't want to decimate the salmon population in our area, we actually share salmon. In other words, we buy salmon from other fisheries so that it rotates a little bit. So we're not constantly taking salmon out of our place. So the fact that we don't have enough salmon is fine with me. But the other foods, when I have those foods sitting in the warehouse, that's the thing. So the cookeries, we have 11 restaurants, and the chefs, we have 4. Now maybe we don't have enough. Maybe we need a cookery for every 2 restaurants. That for, you know how we do only 3 fields for a farmer, maybe we should only do 3 restaurants for a chef. So if we did that, 3 into that, we should have almost enough. If a chef has 3 into 11 goes 3 times, actually. 3 into 12 goes 4 times. So technically, if they were doing 3 restaurants apiece, we have enough cookeries. If they're only doing 2 restaurants apiece, then we need 6. We need 2 more cookeries. And so that is something to consider. So for those of you who are watching, since I'm on YouTube, I am an edge case. Most people who are playing Minecolonies just have 1 restaurant, 1 cookery, and for an entire town. And so what I'm doing stretches the limits of Minecolonies developers' overview of what Minecolonies is supposed to work like. And I know there are others like me, for instance, who have more than 1 warehouse and things like that. I understand that, I get that, and yeah, that's where we're at right now. So we have those cookeries and we have the chefs. Let's just go to the main warehouse for a minute, just as an idea of how much food we have. And maybe we don't have as much as we think we do. And maybe that's the problem. So we're going to just go to the main warehouse right here, and we're going to look at the basics. And by basics, what I mean is wheat, garlic, and onion are in practically every single thing. So let's come here and let's sort. And let's come to here and look at wheat. Now the eggs are being collected in the other warehouse. We have 6,000. The wheat, the durum, we have 9 here. We also have it in the other warehouse. So we have plenty of, ooh, but look at that. Did you see the wheat for animals? So we'll have to check that with the other warehouse. Rice, we have some here. The other warehouse doesn't have quite as much as this, and that's what we're looking at. But we're supposed to be doing garlic. And onion. We do not have enough. So let's go look. Let's go look at our farms. I think we're going to have to turn our farmers back on and have them work the fields and see what changes Minecolonies team has made to how much food is being grown at a particular time, because we are out. We are out of food. Now this is potatoes, carrots, beets, pumpkins, and cabbage here being grown here. We have 2 people. We have Zane and Ayla, Elsa. Sorry, Elsa. This is Elsa right
Okay.
here. And let's come here and see who she's working. So Elsa is right now only doing one field. And we have carrots and potatoes here. Let's have her do this and this. And then we'll have to see these other two fields. Let's see what he's doing. So he's doing beets, and she's doing, there are 5 fields. No one's doing pumpkins. So technically he should be doing pumpkins. Why isn't pumpkins showing here? This pumpkin field isn't showing. The color of the seeds is the same. This says these are wheat. This is beet. Hold on. What's this? This is wheat. Where's the pumpkin field? These are level 5.
If you say so.
And the pumpkin field is offline. So I'm going to divide these up between the two of them. Let's have him do cabbage as well as the other one that he's doing here. So he's going to be doing beet and cabbage, and she is doing that. The pumpkin field is offline, and I'm not sure why. Unless they changed, but no, I wouldn't be able to put a field there. Let's look at you and see. So the fields that she has, we're only doing sugar fields. So there's only one sugar field to each of these. So that's all the sugar that there is. So that's why we have 2 sugar fields, so that we can get sugar. We don't need any bamboo, we don't need any cactus, we don't need any green dye right now. So that's the end of that. Let's go to the other farms. So back here we have a wheat farm that is just for animals, and there are 3 fields, and that's Quentin. Quentin is supposed to be working this field. And so let's come here and let's look at it. It might be that I don't have him working all 3. So wheat, wheat, and wheat. Let's have him work this field. Wheat, wheat, and wheat. So he's going to work the upstairs, the downstairs field. This one right here as well as the others. Let's look here and see it's a full 5. Let's go upstairs and make sure it's a full 5. And it is. Okay. So we have plenty of seeds. We don't have any wheat. So we'll put that on. And there's only 3 fields here. We did not put in the second greenhouse because we actually have a building right here. So the 3 wheat fields for animals is what Quentin can handle, and so we're good with that. And then down here, let's go back through our animal farms. I just saw Isabella, one of our chicken farmers. And we're going to come over here to our other farms, which we could call the first farms, except that Patrick's farm is the last farm. I can see Patrick upstairs in his place, and he is growing squash and mint and what? So squash and mint are being grown here. And he's supposed to be helping here so that one of these fields is his. We're not growing durum yet. Is anyone growing eggplant? Let me see if one of them is growing eggplant here. Let's look at this and look at the field. And so this is Brentley here, who's growing eggplant, garlic, and durum. And that would mean that, what is this here? This is garlic and garlic. That means that one of these garlic fields would have to be his. So let's come here and look. But it's not showing garlic. He can't grow it from here. So something's going on with that. Let's have him grow the wheat from here. And let's turn off wheat down here and have Brentley grow garlic. So let's come here. That wheat is off. The garlic is there. So he has 3 now. So there are 2 fields that aren't being addressed. So the durum fields are being addressed. And once again, there isn't 5 fields for this level 5 farm. So I'm curious about that. That is actually that's actually not supposed to be, because all these farms are level 5s. Let me see how many fields she has. This is Nola, and she has 2 garlic fields and a cabbage field. So that should take care of the garlic and the cabbage. And so Daniela should have 2 onion fields at least. And she should be working those. And let's see how many she has. She has 3 onion fields, and she is working them. And so the cabbage field that Nola is working is here, and the garlic field that Nola is working is here, and then the other field that Nola is working is on Brentley's farm. Bentley, not Brentley, Bentley's farm. Brentley is a planter, and so she should have 3 fields altogether. And she does. It says she has 2 garlics. So it's the durum field. If she's doing 2 garlics, then it's a durum field here that isn't being worked, but it says it is. And see, that says 164. That's too far away. Okay. So that's the farmers. And those farms have been supporting us this whole time. If that no longer supports us, then we're going to have some more farm. But right now, everybody's turned on. And let me make sure that Daniela is turned on. So Daniela and Nola are working this farm here, and let's go to manage, and she is in fact working the farm. And over here, Nola is helping Bentley and Spencer by doing these. Actually, Nola is helping Daniela and Bentley by doing these farms. And then over here, let's look at this. And Bentley is doing 3 farms, including garlic. I know it seems like a lot of garlic, but it really isn't. And Spencer is doing 3 farms. and one of them squash and mint, and one of the durum farms. Does that mean that no one's doing this eggplant right here? This is eggplant in this field. Let me look at something for a second. Yes, so Bentley is doing that. Okay, and that's good. So we might need another farm that has the capacity of having 5 fields, since 2 of the fields aren't responding. And we do have an area where we can put them. I don't want to do that just yet. So right now we have, like we saw, we have a number of farmers, planters who are working farms. And this is housing back here, in this back area here. And we're going to go ahead. All right. Where are we at? We're almost to a sipping time. Time to take a sip of water. And that is what I can do right now. I want to see if it will work. In single player, without me interfering. And that's what I'm looking for. So I'm going to look for eggplant for a minute, and the others, which are here. Hold on, let's look at the stuff. We looked at stuff at that one. Let's look at some things here and see if they're being stockpiled here. But this is it. This is me spending a lot of time on food. Now, we spend a lot of time on food. Humans spend a lot of time on food. What's this say? So this says that I asked for it. Let's cancel it and let's ask for it again. Tall grass, and let's ask for 12, and let's request. And now it's not saying anything. Okay, it says the player has to do it, even though it is in fact something that can be something that's on the list for level 5 flower shop, which we have 2 of. We don't have any of those. So let's sort. SMR. Hi, SMR. How are you? And we're going to sort for a second. And then let's go back to here and let's see what we're talking about. Let's see how much eggplant we have. So we have 17. Durum. And we have 19, so we're fine there. Potatoes, we have not a lot, so we have them growing potatoes again. Carrots, and the carrots are down. So those are good. You're good. American? Yes, I am American. I'm in the Midwest right now. I am nomadic. Because of family that we have to be with across the country. So we are nomadic at this particular time, but I am American. And you? What am I playing on Minecraft? Explain. I am playing Minecolonies. This is the Minecolonies mod. And Minecolonies is an advanced villager type mod where you are able to create your own cities. So cities are designed by you. You're in Mauritian. Is that the name? Is that the proper name for? I know that New Zealand has a second name, but or are you in? I don't know where you are. I'm an American. Our education fails us at times. Let me go out and I'll show you where is your country located, what continent, and what language do you speak? Your English, you do have English, I notice. And you speak very well, considering that I don't speak anything. Let's come here. We're going to go here. So Minecolonies is an island name in the Indian Ocean. Just received a military base from the US and UK. Ah, in the Indian Ocean. Okay. All right. That tells me where you are. And yeah, I imagine you have received military bases from us. I would like to apologize unless it helps your economy in some kind of way. I feel like it makes you possibly a target, but I hope not. So I'm going to rise up in the sky so you can see the size of the city. Minecolonies allows you to make cities, and the way this is not like yes, you are now a target. Yeah, this is not like I didn't build these. The way Minecolonies mod works is that the people, the citizens of the mod, actually build the buildings for you. You just decide where the buildings are going and when they're going to be built and how they're going to be built. And you help with the supplies in the beginning, and then they become self-sufficient. And that is how this mod works. Now, I have several mods as well, furniture mods, that also help with what's going on. And so I started this town, the city-state, in November of last year, and this is how far I've gotten with it. And I'm like the mayor, so the way Minecolonies wants it to be is, yes, you're like the mayor, but I have a different story. I'm using the Minecolonies mod to tell a story of my own, and in my story, I am an ambassador. I am an ambassador from a mermaid nation called Taana, and this is why there aren't any mobs here, even though we're playing Minecraft, because my people are mobs like the skeletons, the Endermen, the witches, um, the zombies. We're a mob like that. But we we like peace, and so we make peace with the other mobs so that they don't attack the cities where we have an ambassador. And so I am making sure that this city does not get attacked. And there is a mod called Mermod that allows me to be a mermaid when I'm in the water, and it allows me to see underwater. And this is what I look like. Let's come here for a minute. There we are. And let's go here. And let's go here. So you can see I have a tail there. Let me look. Let's change my view so you can see. So this is what I look like when I get in the water. Why don't I start a Minecraft series? What do you mean by that? What do you mean, why don't I start one? Let's come here. And we're going to change view. And we're going to come up. And we're going to get back out of the water. We're going to go up to the platform we came off of. Actually, why don't we just go here and go into the hotel. Right here, we can go in where the taxi is. Thank you, by the way. There we go. So you saw my eyesight return to normal when I'm out of the water. And yeah. So when I'm not in the water, this is what I look like. And so that is the story that I am telling on YouTube and Twitch. So I've been telling this story since November, and so I do. So basically, a series is like a movie series with different episodes, and try to beat the game. Yeah, I kind of have different episodes. I'm not doing something that requires a contest of some sort. I'm just playing my game and inviting people to watch. And that's what I do. I play my game and invite people to watch. And so far, without doing anything, some people are watching. I'm not interested in the, how do I put it? I would love to have more people watching, but there are some aspects of the business of Minecraft and Twitch and Discord that I'm not interested in. And so if that's what it takes to have people watching, then I'm not going to have a lot of people. I would love to have a lot of people watching. But at this particular time, the things that people want out of people like me who are providing content, I'm not interested in doing that. If you don't like watching me play my game, then I can't offer you. I'm not interested in offering you anything more than that. And so play my game and tell my story. And so, yeah, so if you look on my YouTube channel, you will see that I have a lot of YouTube streams there. And well, for that, you have to go along with the algorithm, YouTube and Twitch, and don't make a Discord server now. Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, I know. And so I'm not doing that. And I know what you mean. You mean a series like Jawoodle is doing or like Paul Soares is doing, where you do movies. I'm not doing that. I like the connection. I like the fact that you came and we're talking, that I've come to enjoy that more than movies. If you see some of my older ones, the Monster to Mermaid that have a green background behind the mermaid, those are movies. And I didn't enjoy doing that as much. And so I recognize the limitations that I had placed on myself. And yeah, so, but I'm happy doing this. And I'm glad that you're asking me about it. And thank you very much. Thank you for asking. And so, yes, so I am playing Minecraft. This is Minecolonies modded Minecraft, which is the only type of Minecraft that I play. And I just really enjoy the mod Minecolonies. And so, yeah, but thank you. Thank you for stopping in. Thank you for asking. And yes, so I'm about to head back to the retreat. So this is a druid sanctuary. And this is one reason why I don't have a lot of people watching. This is a druid sanctuary. So the druids who come here are suffering from PTSD, or who are druids who wanted a different way of life. And SMR is saying, I see you like a peaceful stream. Well, you can do that when you create your server to do the series on, and you can choose peaceful, meaning 0 hostile mobs. Yes, I know. I know all that. Okay, and so let's come here.
Catch something.
And we're going to move through. So the story that I'm telling is that these druids actually have chosen to have a mermaid ambassador specifically so that they can live in peace and have a different choice. Almost everyone here, Harry,
What's it today,
wrong
then?
with- Oh, it's Khalil. Khalil?
It's a fine afternoon.
Ah, Khalil. Khalil doesn't have any food. Let's see why not. So no one's working. What's going on
Is there
with
a problem?
you? Yeah, there is a problem. Evelyn, why aren't you making any food here? You have tons of stuff. Here's spicy eggplant. Here's yogurt. Here's steak dinner. Here is fish dinner. Let's take these over to Khalil so that he can serve some food in his restaurant, because I think he's completely out of food. Anytime he's walking around, and got to go now. Okay. Bye. Thank you for caring, and I appreciate your suggestions. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your day. And so we're going to come up here and go into here, and we shall. Oh, and if you haven't left already, SMR, if you want to see Minecolonies played properly, you can go out on Twitch to Minecolonies Team on Twitch, and they have a server, a Patreon server, where they play with patrons, and they play their game, and you can find out everything about their game. Uh-oh, we've got a storm. Let me put these here for a minute, and yeah, you can watch them play. It's really fun to watch the developers play their own game, and it's a really nice thing to do. That thunderstorm means that we have to find a bed really quickly. The closest bed is probably going to be down the university. We'll ask June if we can use her quarters. And she is going to be right here. Just going to leave a note for her. She's left her door open. Okay, so we can sleep here. We'll turn off the light and go to sleep. This way the thunderstorm will stop. And let's come here and let's look at something for a minute. So the researchers at the university are investigating swift, and that might help the couriers to be a little bit faster, and so we will do that. Let's move out. Nope, we're not going to move. I'm going to go here, and I'm sorry, but right now I do not have the power on the machine. It's partly my machine being only 16 gigs. It's also some changes that have happened recently that they're still working on. And I chose to download the most up-to-date version of the mod. We're going to quit and have, let's come here and get CurseForge to come back up. I chose the most up-to-date version of the mod because I am actually I'm doing edge case stuff on my own for them. I just like it. I like to do that. So nothing's been updated since we started, and so we're going to play. So we're waiting for Neo CurseForge to load the launcher, the Minecraft launcher, and it's loading that right now. And now we're going to have, hold on for a second. Okay, now the Minecraft launcher is loading the game. So this is a problem I can't fix right at this moment. And so I just have to get out and get back in when it starts to lag to the point that I can't do anything. And I'm going to take this moment to get some water. A faster machine, I only have 16 gigs, so that would actually help. We've bumped up the memory. You can see to 8,000. So we're not coming up against a memory, or at least we weren't. Let's see what happens here. We shouldn't be coming up against a memory, and we're not. As you saw, we're only at 4,700 of 8,000. So it really is something going on with the new update, as well as me needing a little bit more space. So CurseForge, we're going to quit CurseForge to give us as much space as possible, and then we're going to go to Arnaaluk. So in just a minute, sorry about that. It doesn't do that often, but sometimes it will not give us a screen. So I apologize for the empty screen. I had CurseForge up and didn't notice that it hadn't given a little screen, something on the screen. And we are back. And I'm just waiting for everything to spawn in. What time of day it is. Let's see what time of day it is. It is daytime, but it's morning. So in the morning, everybody's hungry. That's June. everybody's hungry and everybody is going to the restaurants. And so let's go to this new updated restaurant that we did. Notice them coming and going to bed. They're actually going home and going to bed hungry. So it's not working. So something's going on. We had solved the food problem at one point so that there was enough food. But we apparently do not have that problem solved right now. And there isn't disable, disable, disable. There isn't anything that we can do except continue to disable these things that they spend time waiting for or trying to make that we're not using. Disable that, and there we go. Okay, so that's what Franklin should be working on, and we don't have anything to give her. And in a minute, she already is. She's too hungry to work. So our community is shut down by the fact that there isn't any food. Now, in a server, I would be able to go to maybe someone else and say, can we trade for some food? But because I'm not on the server, I have to have the story do it. So what I do is I sell stuff off out of the warehouse. In other words, it leaves the warehouse and goes away. And I call that selling it off to other city-states, and they help provide. Now, because we have a food crisis right now, Taana is going to come in herself and provide the food, and when she does provide food, then we'll have to remove a portion of the food from the warehouse that to replace what Taana is giving. So I have permission from Taana to feed the people. So this is what we'll do. We'll find Nina. Let's see if we can find her in this crowd. Nope, let's call her. Hold on for a second. We're going to call Nina. We have too many people who haven't had anything to eat, and so that means that nothing is going to get done, and no one is going to do anything. So let's call Nina
for a nap.
to right here. It's still daytime. We call her, and
What's
let's
it today
click on
then?
her, and this is what we're going to do. So we can give her this. We'll give her these. Cancel this. She's not going to do dough. She does need these. This. We're going to cancel the schnitzel. Atticus hasn't been to the Nether, so there is no pork. Let's give her these, and these, and these. We're going to give her the rabbit. Apparently somebody ate it. And let's come down here. We'll give her this. We'll give her this. I'm not giving her a raw rabbit. We want them to do it. And something was being delivered. She was actually having a delivery of one of the foods. Let's give her that. And let's give her pizza.
See you tomorrow.
And this, and this, and this, and this. So technically, this is all the food she's supposed to be serving. She's supposed to be serving this food here, but it's not being made fast enough to keep up. And you can see that the cook, the chef, has asked for tomatoes. There are tomatoes. Cabbage, there is cabbage. Onions, there are onions. And it's just not fast enough to keep up. When we get to this point, we'll have to feed them, and we'll have to take the food out of the warehouse. Now, it's been a while since I've had to do this. I haven't had to do this in, I think, 3 or 4 months now. When they first started with the food system, we had a situation where Taana had to bring in pods of dolphins carrying emergency food because the cities were starving, like this one is. And so we'll just have, this is what's happening again. And like I said, this is a relatively, and by relative I mean these are developers who are working on, is it daytime? Where is he? Let's recall him. There he is. Whoop, wait.
Okay.
There, I got him. These are developers who are working on a game a lot of times in their spare time. Some of them are getting enough money that they can have a part-time job and do this full-time, but most of them are doing this on their spare time. He is serving rabbit stew, so we're going to do that. He's serving pie. He's serving muffins. And he does serve both cheesecakes. We are not giving him this, although it says we can't. I don't want him to be baking, and so I'm not going to give him that. He's supposed to be doing fish and chips. Yay! Stuffed peppers is going to be delivered, so we're not going to give that to him. Lamb stew, quiche, tea, mutton, congee, yogurt with berries, steak dinner. Now, if I have to do this more than once, then that means that I need more farms. And this is what I'm going to find out as time goes on. If, in fact, this is saying that I need more farms. We have food already, and they're saying it's not enough. And so there are 14 yogurt with berries in the warehouse. We're not going to deliver more than that. Fish, and let's look and see the congee. We don't need any more teas. I'm even going to cancel right now. Potatoes. Now that's a possibility that there aren't enough potatoes or there aren't enough mushrooms. But this is what the chef is asking for, all of that there. There's going to be delivery. Yay! So we're not going to, there's a delivery of that. Yay, team! So sometimes when they get too far back, we kind of have to, I would either have to cancel everything or do what I'm doing just to get them caught up a little bit. And I think that might be what happened, that they're too far. They've been asking for too long for things. And so they're not being responded to. And so that is what we're looking at. And there we're at the bottom. So that should give him a decent amount of food to help. Let me see something here. He has 364s. He doesn't need any more tea. And the rest of everything
You are so wise.
he has on him. He doesn't have a lot. That's not a lot. It's just an emergency amount so that people can get back to work. So that is him. We'll go look at Harry. And so this is what begins to happen. It begins to be that I spend all my time doing food. And while in reality, while on this planet, this is a reality, on this planet, we do that. We spend all our time getting food. Hold on, I'm listening. I heard coughing. So someone doesn't feel well, and I just want to keep up and make sure everything's okay. Vincentius is, you can see Vincentius behind me, but he can't hear because he has on headphones that the sound doesn't come through, so. And so I'm just listening to see. All right, let's get Harry right here. So how many times has this been? This is maybe the third time maybe that we've had to. See, there's plenty of food here. So it almost seems like some restaurants, they get so far behind in their requests that they're essentially forgotten. And so we're going to check on Corinne and Steffi, who are down in the farm country, and Monroe, and make sure that they have food for now. And then we'll see if we can get back on our feet. In other words, depend on the farms in the sanctuary and at the retreat rather than on Taana, depending on food coming from Taana. And Taana is delivering pre-made food. And Taana is probably going to expect some of the materials of this pre-made food to be given back to them. Now, Monroe's seems to be doing fine. So that means that we might not have enough cookeries. That's what that means. Monroe is fine here. She has enough food. She has food put away. All of this is without me interfering. And so she is doing okay. She has 2 fish and chips in here. Why don't we take these and add these to the ones she has here? And look at how many kanjis she has. So let's take these away. How many of these does she have, and how many of these does she have? I try and make it that they have 3. If they have more than 3, they have too much. And 1, 2, 3, and no one else gets any food. And so this is why I'm concerned. I don't see anything else standing out. There's 1, 2, there's 4 of these, 3 of those. There's nothing over here. And so there's, whoop, I just went back. And so there's too many of these. There's none of this, so we'll put that back in. And the kanjis are there. All right. And here there isn't anything. Now she probably has stuff on her, but see these extras? Wait. Hold on here. One of the extras is going to go here because it's less than 64 of it. And all the other foods are fine. And these go back to the warehouse to go to someone else. Now, because I'm looking at restaurants, I'm probably going to give them to someone else. So we started with Monroe. See people sleeping? Look, you see all the people in bed, and you can see that they are sleeping. This is the new way that we'll be able to tell that people are sleeping. And this is another thing, that is a brand new piece, being able to tell that people are sleeping that way. So we're going to go to Corinne. Corinne's right here, and we'll see how she's doing. Ooh, 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 ooh. And I see that. but she does have food, see? And let me see how much. Down here, she has these two things down here. I'm going to move them up here for a minute so I can see everything together. So she serves these also, and she should have 3 of them. So we're going to take the 16 and put in hers. Let me see how many of these steak dinners there are. She should only have 3, and she doesn't quite have 3. The yogurts, she doesn't quite have 3 of those either. And everything else, yeah, is where it's at. So she does serve pierogies, and she doesn't have a full 3 set. And she has coffee, probably from Jenna, who is is it Jenna? Jenna's our rabbit farmer, and Gemma is one of our last dairy farmers. Let's come here, and we can put the 16 right in there, and let's continue. She's doing okay. She doesn't have everything, but her people are going to be all right. Let's go to, do I want to go somewhere and sleep and wait until she comes on duty and ask her what she wants? I don't know. Let's come down here and look at Steffi for a minute. And Raquel. So in the makers area, we have Steffi and Raquel. In the farm area, we have Monroe and we have Corinne. And so we're going to look at the second makers area restaurant, Steffi and Raquel. And Steffi is getting some food. She's got some things on her. Does she serve congee? Because if she does, and she does, we're going to give her the congee that we have on us. I don't think she serves the hummus. We'll look and see for a second. Vincentius?
Yes.
Do you hear that? Hopefully that means that it's coming up, that it's not sitting there and getting worse. Okay. All right. So we're going to put this in. What do you do when you're not a doctor, when you can't do anything more, when they've done everything that were supposed to do, and you just have to wait to see if, wait for them to get well? That's the state that we're at right now. Destruction of the unions. Destruction of the unions. In case anyone thinks that this isn't following some plan. And so this is Raquel right here. And Raquel is one of the ones who is not getting any food. And so let's come here and let's look at the menu. There's a bunch of things that she's supposed to be serving. It's sunrise. She'll be here in a minute. I'm going to wait for her to come. Let's look at Gray and let's see how he's doing. He has food here, but he's also making stuff. And he's doing okay for right now. Let's come over here and stand here. Are these lights on? Let me see. No, so she's out of coal, so we'll have to check on that. And you hear Gray. Gray is working in his bakery right now. And hold on, did she not come? She might be here and sitting in the garden, but hold on for a second. No, there she is. Wait, I thought I just saw her. No, not yet. There she is.
Tis a fine morning.
And she is not going to feed anybody. She's out of food completely. And so this is what we're looking for. And this is where we are fulfilling, simply because, no, she's not going to have that. She does serve soup and lamb stew. She's not supposed to be serving that. She's not supposed to be serving that. So that's how far behind she is. And that might be why it's not working. That they're so far behind that they're not getting anything, that no one's responding to them. And so that's what we're looking at here. And there is some in the warehouse, so we're not going to do that. This is showing fulfill. Raquel shouldn't be serving this. Hold on, let's come here and see. But she is. Let's take this off the list. Nobody is serving baked salmon anymore. And so let's go back to her.
Okay.
Let's look right here. And that's in the warehouse and is going to be delivered. We can cancel that. She shouldn't be serving any soup. Let's look. But she is serving veggie soup? I don't think so. Did we look and see that they were eating veggie soup? So far they're eating chocolate cake, cream cheese cake, and cheesecake. They're eating yogurt with berries, and that's what they wanted for breakfast. Cheesecake and yogurt with berries. Other than that, they're not eating anything.
What's it today then?
What does she have? She's starting to have some additional foods. And let's continue. I don't know. I'm going to cancel that. And the cheesecake is fine. The dinners are fine. We're going to do these. We're trying to see if we can catch up. There's lamb stew. And there, that's going to be delivered. So we don't have to worry about that. Let's do this, 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 and this. And she doesn't need any tea. And she is not baking. She doesn't have time to bake. And her restaurant is very, very busy. So we'll leave it. Recipe system, let's go there. Recipe system might mean that the level 4 chef that we have isn't capable of doing that, and we'll have to check and see. Look where we are. This is crazy how far behind she is. So we'll just give it to her until we catch up. Cancel. Fulfill. And these are foods that she serves, and now she's down at the bottom. So now these are things that are going to be delivered, and she is caught up, and we'll see what happens with these deliveries. So that takes care of the restaurants in the second makers area, the restaurants in, except Steffi. I didn't do Steffi yet. Hold on. Look at these poor sad people here, including Steffi. Let's call her. And there
What
she
can I do
is.
for you?
Oh, okay. She was resting. Let me see what her food is like. She doesn't have enough, but she has some, but she doesn't have enough. And so she is just taking time off. So let me come here and let's call her again. And we've gotten to the point now where we might have to get out. So we're going to give her the foods that she's supposed to have. Did we decide that she was going to serve kebabs? Kebabs are expensive. I'll look in a minute. No, Steffi is not going to bake. But she does need these. And she doesn't need any more tea. And she doesn't need any soup. I'm going to look at those. This could mean that this is how far back she is, that she's asking for these. Let's look at what it says that they're eating. They are eating congee and quiche, rice balls, spicy eggplant, steak dinner, and there you go. Okay, so let's come to here and make sure.
Right?
Let's take the veggie soup off, and egg drop soup, hibachi. She has some soups. She has ramen. That's what she's gonna serve.
So I'm thinking about
let's get her
forming a
again.
union.
Great to see you.
Hi, and let's continue for a minute. Oh, that was being delivered. I didn't have to do that. This is being worked on. Egg drop soup. The kimchi is a delivery. So there's a delivery of kimchi, spicy eggplant, recipe for this, and this, and this. And let's come back to here. And let's get that. And we're not fulfilling the dough recipes. And let's come here and look at tea, and we're canceling tea. And veggie soup is canceled. And she can serve that if it's cooked already. And let's come down. And this is them wanting to make stuff for her. And egg drop soup. And this is being delivered. There's some in the warehouse now. Some congee in the warehouse. So we don't have to do anything about that. And delivery of rice, hand pies, ramen, stew trenchers, quiche, rice balls, fulfill. And look how far, look how far back she is. This is how much she hasn't received what she was supposed to receive. We're canceling that. And this is fine. This is fine. Fulfill that and fulfill this. And now she is up to date. And so we'll leave her. So that is Steffi, Raquel are here, and then Corinne and Monroe are in the farm country. So that's the 4 restaurants that are at this end. The chef is Paloma. We do have a chef at this end, and she is working. We have 2 bakeries in this area, and now I have done it again. So how long have we been on for? We've been on for 1 hour and 19 minutes, and I'm going to have to restart again. So let's save and quit the title. Let's see if we get something this time, or if we just get darkness again. Oh, yay! Let's see what happens when we quit. And we have darkness. So let's quickly get CurseForge to come here. Hold on a second. Okay, I'm just making sure that my sister is not sending me a message, because I had some messages there and they are not. One of them is actually one of those aggressive spams. So let's hit play. And yeah, so Vincentius Primus, and we're not the only family who's doing it in America. There are many, many families like Vincentius Primus and me who have kids and still have to manage relatives who are not well for whatever reasons. My sister having an injury that happened in a hospital, in a VA hospital. And despite the fact that she has gotten good VA care, and the last of our parents, who are ages 92 right now, and one of them is not feeling up. It's been a kind of stressful time right now. There's been a couple changes and things, and so I think that has caused them to have a little bit of to be susceptible to a cold or something like that. We're waiting for Neoforge to load Minecraft, and when it's done, we will quit CurseForge and load the instance that we have, the world that Arnaaluk and Piti Hamaluk are in. We'll load that world. It's one of the reasons that we are running out of space is because we actually have 2 cities. And so there, the game is loaded. So let's make CurseForge go away. And let's do Arnaaluk right now. And so the game will be back. And thank you so much. Yes, I know, I have a be right back. But I'm streaming so I can talk to you and keep you up to date on what's happening. And there's something on the screen again. And yay, so we are back. So now we have the last set of restaurants to go and check on, and that is the ones in the monument area. The monument is, we are living in under the glacial seas, and in this area there is a mermaid sea fortress, and the Mermaid Nation of Taana has given the city-state of Arnaaluk instructions. Let's go this way. Instructions, the original Akasha records that allowed them to build as their graveyard to restore one of the pyramids that used to be there. There used to be a series of pyramids in this area, and there aren't right now. So it's sunset and everyone's gone home. This is one of the chefs, and see, she has food. She has plenty of materials to make foods. That's not the problem. And so it could be how long it takes her to make things, which is why we altered the menus just recently, so that they are not making low-level foods, since most everybody here lives in a level 5 house, a level 4 house, residence, or and we have a few who live in level 3. So we don't actually need any lower level foods at this particular time. This is Zarya right here. Let's look. Zarya is not having a problem. She serves a lot of things because this is the hotel restaurant. And, well, she wasn't having a problem. Good gracious. Oh, that is interesting. That's interesting. She wasn't having a problem. So we're going to have to go back here. I'm curious now if Michael's having a problem. I'm going to look before I go take a nap. Let's come here and see how he's doing. And he still has all of his, a good amount of his food. He doesn't have it all, but he has a good amount. And he's doing okay because of that. And in here, he has more food in the fridge. We're going to take the quiches from here and the yogurts, the steak dinners, and the congee from his freezers. We're going to take this. He shouldn't be serving that, period. And these are dinners that Zaria serves. So he's going to help Zaria by actually letting her have some of this. I'm not going to take anything from here. They're in threes, and he's doing fine as far as that's concerned. Does he have any more? I don't think he has any more now. Yeah. So the baked salmon is going to Piti Hama Arnaaluk because they are only at level 2. The city-state is at a level 2. These are some bows that are going to be returned, and fishing rod that are being returned to Arnaaluk. Actually is sending them to Taana for the reward, so that they get 3 times the amount that a normal bow, enchanted bow, would sell for. Taana is doing a buyback of certain enchantments, and so they are going to get 3 times the amount for these. The gold and the emerald, where did these come from? I'll have to figure out where that came from. The block of coal belongs to Piti. I might have put these in here for Piti. I don't think so, though. And the let's come back here. So now we have the baked salmon, which Piti will be happy to sell. So it's getting close to midnight. And we're going to take these things that Michael has some extras of and give them to Zaria so that she can serve them. And then we'll check on Mauricio. This will be enough for her to get through until I want to get the stuff off her list. That's what we're really doing, getting the requests off the list. So we'll put these here. For now, let's take this and put it in the stash here to be picked up. And there is my co-star, the air conditioner. and here we are. Okay. And wow, we have been here. And so we have spent the last hour and a half doing food, and we're not actually done yet. We still have these 2 restaurants, Mauricio and Zaria, that we need to check on them and see if they are not getting any food. Sure enough. And so there's plenty of tea, and we'll leave that. What I might have to do is stop them from making tea. If they're going to spend all day making tea, we're just not having it. So we might have to stop them from the tea production. It's nighttime, and we just checked on everybody. This one's the closest. Let's go here and sleep, and then we can get those 2 restaurants done. And when those restaurants are done, We're using the druid quarters when they're out. They put out extra bedding so that I can come here and sleep, and then remake the bed. See, they have all this here. This is 2 people. One of them is a mine druid, and so I'm using Lionel's bed, and the other druid down here isn't here anyway, so Lionel's the only one who's here. We are short some druids, which is why we're also going to have kids soon again. And right now we're going to go back to the 2 restaurants, and we're going to take away. Now if I cancel everything, I've done that, it freaks out the system more than if I just go ahead and approve it. If I cancel, maybe it's too fast and they can't respond
I'll take care of
properly.
it.
So it's easier for me to just go ahead and fulfill these and then let them catch up afterwards. So all of this is things that he's asking for, that he's been asking for long enough. Nope, you don't get any of that. Nope. That he's fallen off the list. And I believe that is the definition of what's happened. And there's kanji, hibachi, pasta, hand pies, and doma, and cheese pizzas, and apple and stuffed peppers, and pizzas, and pastas, and trenchers, and kanji, and kabachi, and doma, and spicy, and cancel, and steak dinner, and fish dinner, cancel, and stew trencher, kanji, hand pie, and kabachi, and doma, and pizza, and spicy eggplant, cancel, and those are fine. And so long as the breads are cooked, yeah, we will serve them. And those parts are done. And look how long this list is. Look at how long this is. So this is why cancel. This is why they aren't getting any food. So this is my first time discovering this. So the next time when they're not getting any food like this, I'll be able to cancel. It'll be a shorter list. This is like weeks of them asking for food and not getting it. And so that's why we're just going ahead and fulfilling it, having Taana provide the food until we get caught up. Providing the cooked food, Arnaaluk is going to pay Taana back with produce, and that's going to help. So we're looking, we still have these. Look how far this is. This is a huge amount. No wonder it seems like they're not getting anything. So I'm still working on it. And this is just one restaurant. Fulfill. And there we go. And look, with that fulfilled, there's nothing he's asking for. So that means the next time we come in and there's stuff backed up, that will be stuff from there. We can cancel it and have him re-ask. Now, it might be because I get out of the game. I don't know. I don't know what it is that triggers the problem. So we just have to
I'll take care of it.
work with it. Yes, indeed. So let's see how much she is asking for. just have to make sure that I'm not giving her dough, for example. And all of this, or things that are going to be delivered. See, that's in the warehouse. So I'm not going to deliver that. And let's come here. Cancel the tea. Do we need to just cancel the tea? I want them to serve tea. It's the only drink that there is. It's the first drink. And I want them to be able to serve it. And so that's what we're looking at. Those are made. And those are made. Egg drop soup, yes. And pies, ramen, and all of these. Cancel those. And there it is. So that is everything. Kanji from the warehouse. And that's where we're at. So, we did Mauricio. We didn't really do Michael. I can use Michael as an example to show you what happens if I cancel. If I cancel without fulfilling anything. Let's see, what time of day is it? There we are. We call him. Wait.
It's a fine morning.
He's on leisure, but we just need him right now. So we're going to cancel all of this food. See how much it is? Well, that wasn't too bad. Okay, that worked. He doesn't need any food. See? So that worked. Yay! All right, so that's what we spent the last hour and a half doing. You can see the new thing. Renata is taking some time out. She actually runs this bookstore. That means that if they're going to take time out from their stores, we might actually have to have two people running a store at a particular time. Renata was running the store with Everly, but Everly decided to be or Evelyn decided to be a chef. And so we'll have to look at some of these and see. Are they shutting down the store when they're not here? That's a good question. In the middle of the day? Are they on a European schedule where they actually do shut down? See how fast they're moving? And so, yeah, are they on a European schedule?
What is it?
Where they do shut down during the lunch break? And if that's the case, that's fine. That's fine. I hadn't thought about the European schedule. I would prefer them to be on a European schedule than on an American schedule, so that European, they have enough time for lunch and they are not working themselves to death. And I prefer that. All right. And on that note, I am going to go for now. Who's that? Ooh, what is this? That's not me. Uh-oh. Something strange has happened. That's not me. So what does that mean? Oh, wow. Hold on for a second. Vincentius, look at this. This is going to be interesting. I went back in and this is me. Let me get out and let me try that again. Let me, hold on. I was saying goodbye, but let me see if I can come back here. Let me try again. What in the world? Oh, that is freaky. Okay. So everybody, that is not me. And whoever that is not who I am. So I'm just not going to show them. And so here we are, everybody. Bye for now. We'll see you next time. We've been listening to Drone Hens music, and we're going to listen to Vincentius Primus take us out. Bye for now. Bye for now.